This cowl is created using a combination of bump stitch and mesh stitch, creating a really lovely lacy fabric. And this is really easy to do, builds up quickly, and the whole project can be completed in under 3 hours. And in the next few minutes I will explain exactly how to make it. And here is a close-up view of the lovely lacy fabric that this stitch creates. The cowl is made using this yarn. This is cottage spun by Cowl, and it is 100% acrylic, chunky, recommending a hook size of 6mm. And because this is Tunisian crochet, I'm using a hook 2mm larger, so 8mm. For this project I needed 100 grams of yarn. The first thing to do is create a chain of an odd number, and to create a cowl 11 inches wide I am chaining 35 for the Tunisian crochet foundation row. To save time, here is a link to the video about how to create a Tunisian crochet foundation row. I'm doing it the easy way by inserting the hook into the loops rather than the back bumps. There is a chain of 35, so there should be 35 loops on the hook. This is a normal return pass, first chaining one, marking the space, and then yarning over and pulling the yarn through 2 loops all the way along the row till there is only one loop left on the hook. And here is the completed Tunisian crochet foundation row, and the first thing to do with one loop on the hook is to yarn over, miss the second stitch, and then insert the hook into the top bump of the third stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop, and do exactly the same for the next. Yarn over, miss the next stitch, then insert it into the top bump of the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. And continue with alternate bump stitches and yarn overs until the end of the row. And because an odd number of stitches has been used, the last stitch will be into the bump at the top of the marked space at the end of the row. As always, it is good practice to count the number of loops on the hook to check that stitches are not being gained or lost. Now chain one and do a normal return pass, marking the space at the end of the row. At the end of the return pass there will be one loop left on the hook. This is what the fabric is looking like. It is building up nicely, and now repeat the forward pass exactly as with the first forward pass, starting with the yarn over, missing the second stitch, and then placing the hook into the bump at the top of the third stitch, continuing with alternate yarn overs and bump stitches until the end of the row. This is a one row repeat, so all the forward passes are exactly the same, and continue until the fabric is of the required length. The fabric looks long enough to me, so I'm just going to check the length of it, and it is just over 26 inches long, which is ideal for a cowl, and the width is 11 inches. This is the last return pass. So as always, I'm going to mark the space at the end of the row, which is useful when I attach both ends together. This is the end of the return pass. I have now just one loop left on the hook, and now I am going to slip stitch the ends together. As always with cowls, I like to put a twist in it because I think it sits nicer when it is worn. The way I slip stitch is to insert the hook under the next vertical bar and then insert the hook into the opposing loop on the other side, yarn over and pull the yarn through all the loops, and continue with slip stitches all the way along the row until the last slip stitch into the marked space. Where possible, I always like to slip stitch ends together in projects because if necessary the slip stitch can be undone and the project taken back if alterations need to be made. This is the completed slip stitched seam. The cowl can be tried on for size, and then if everything is okay, the loose ends can then be sewn in. And this is the completed cowl using the Tunisian Crochet bump mesh stitch, creating a really lovely lacy fabric that also looks great on the reverse side as well as the front.